All right, guys. Y'all can see we are back at the culvert job. And we put in a screen hog wire panel in front of this culvert. Keep the beavers from damming up on the inside. I'm gonna walk down here and take a look at it. I guess this is about as low as the water is gonna get. It has dropped another foot. You can see the ring going around the water where the water level is at. We're gonna walk down here and take a gander on the inside. But we're going to put up this hog panel just to keep the beavers from damming up the inside. Oh yeah, oh yeah, that's a lot better. Check that out, guys. So we are down to bare ground. That's great. That is really great. So y'all can see the little trench that I dug out there through the middle. Man, I should have brought, went ahead and put my other boots on. Oh man, looks good. Looks really good. And it's still pulling. Y'all can see that it's still pulling. So that is really good. Get a look up in there. So you can see their feed beds up there, and it's going to be in the right top hand corner. Those little sticks back there, that's their feed bed. So the water is no longer all the way to their feed bed. Really good, really good. So you can't ask for much better than that right there. It's all the way down to the ground. So we're going to get our panel put up, running in front, and I know y'all are saying in your mind, saying out loud, probably going to say it in the comments. They're still going to dam it up. Yeah, beavers will dam up running water. That's what they do. But the whole purpose of that panel is to keep it from being inside, so I don't have to. So my customer doesn't have to pay for an excavator to come out here and have to go through the whole process of using a tree to. Y'all saw the last video. Doesn't have to go through that process again. If they do dam it up, and I expect at some point they will try, I can come out here and clean out in front of it. But the main plan is just to catch them. So that's the main plan. But with this property being so close to a major creek, and I'm not talking about this, I'm talking about an actual creek. A really big creek with the property being so close to it, it's not gonna, and there's also a swamp on the property. There's just water all around here. So this place will never be without beavers, most likely. And with that feed bed that was back there being as big as it is, and with all these bank dens and stuff, these beavers have been here a while, and they're pretty well established. So they may stay away for a couple of weeks. I do expect them to stay away for a couple of weeks, actually. As I said in the previous video, it took them 4 weeks to come back after I busted the culverts on the front of the property. So I'm expecting that to happen here too. I'm expecting not to have any activity whatsoever for several weeks. I wanted to show y'all something. Let's see if I can find it. I may have passed it. I don't know if y'all can hear it or not, but I can show y'all at this point. So right over there, this ditch right here, that is like a year-round running spring. And there are several of those on this drainage ditch right here. And that's what fills this up, right? Now, let's be careful, not get too crazy going in here. Man, I've got horse flies flying all around me. Good gracious. I hate summertime in Alabama. Ugh. Or the summertime in the South. All the bugs are trying to get you. The snakes are trying to get you. It's too much. Too much. And obviously the heat. Let's see here. I wanted to show y'all this spring. Try not to step on anything that I don't want to step on. Yeah, that's basically it right there. So there's a bunch of those on this little drainage ditch, and that's where the water comes from. But it's not a lot, but it does keep water here. So we're gonna fix the culvert down there, get it all covered up, and then we are gonna go back down this creek to where it gets really narrow down there, and we're gonna put in several 330s. We'll probably end up putting in at least 2, possibly 3, just in a row, just in case if one gets plugged up with either a beaver, turtle, you know, then they're gonna get snagged by the next one. Because again, we're in the same situation we was in at the front of the property. I do not know what path these beavers are taking to get back here, right? How are they getting back here? The only waterway they have is down here, but they have to come a long ways to come from the swamp that's down there and the creek that's back here. They have to travel a long ways. And this water runs out up here. There's nothing back here except that feed bed, so I don't anticipate them just coming from some random spot back here. But that big creek also runs all the way down the back side of the property, and they could possibly come up this drainage right here. Who knows? I'm not exactly sure where they're going to come from when they decide to show up. I'm not sure, but we'll find out. All right, I'm gonna get this panel in and the traps in, and I'll bring y'all back and show y'all that. All right, so before y'all say anything, I can already tell there's somebody out there, some of y'all right now, sitting on your couch, looking at that, shaking your head at it. Oh, that ain't gonna work. That ain't gonna work. I already know what y'all saying. All right, the beaver's gonna dam that up. I already know what y'all saying. I know the beavers can dam this up. All right, that is not the point. The point is, I'm trying to keep the beavers from damming inside the culvert again. Okay, so took 2 fence posts, drove them down in the ground as far as we could, and took some wire and twist tied them to that hog panel right there. We've got it inside the bank on both sides. We got chunks of concrete lining the bottom. So for a quick fix, we're gonna see how that works. Is it perfect? Probably not. Okay, I'm not saying that it's perfect. I just want y'all to understand what I'm trying to do. So trying to save y'all some complaining, because I know y'all wanting to complain about how it's done, how y'all would have done it different. That's fine. If you want to, tell me how you would have done it different. I'm open to ideas, you know. But that's our quick little remedy this time. Let's go around. And I want y'all to think back. And also, before I move on, I've got a camera. Oh, where's it at? I can't see because it's so bright out here. Yeah, right there. All right, so I got a camera right there watching that. It is going to be watching 24/7, okay? So my customer will not have to worry about the same thing happening again, because I will get an update every day, get a picture every day of this, and I will be able to see if anything weird starts to happen, right? So I can run over here and pull any kind of debris out that they may put there, because I mean they will dam that up. I mean that helps them really, you know, because I mean they've already got a wall there. But the thing is, I'm trying to keep them from going inside. I can clean up out here fine, but going in there, I didn't care for it. And my customer had to pay for an excavator twice. So I'm trying to save my customer some money. So this is what we're going to do for now. Although I do have another friend that has designed a gate just for this, right? It's kind of similar to this, but it's like really heavy duty. Goes in the ground so they can't dig it up or anything like that. So we do have other options. I'm just trying to give my customer a quick solution that will get him further down the road, okay? And it was cheap. So cheap, easy solutions are okay, you know? And we can come back and do something more heavy duty later if he so chooses. But, so I got my camera there. We're going to be watching it, okay? So y'all, it's going to be okay. I think we're going to be all right. But y'all remember how high, whenever it was that we came back to this portion, when this culvert was plugged, that was probably, what, 3 weeks ago, maybe, when we first came down here. And that water was over the culvert. Over the culvert all the way across, okay? These bank dens, you could barely see the top of the bank den. Some of them you couldn't see. So we can work with this. If I see on that camera right there that a beaver has started to build up stuff, I can come over here that afternoon, the next day, tear it down, and I can start putting traps out, you know. Down here, this narrows up to a tiny little channel. And that's where I'm going to put them 350s. Or 330s. And anything coming down through there, I'm going to snatch right off the bat. Okay, but if anything else somehow gets in here and starts blocking that up, I will see it within hours. I will see it that day, because this camera sends me a shot every day without request. Okay, so that is one good thing for the mulcheries. I got several complaints about the mulcheries. I have 3 of them, but that's one good cool thing, that they send me an update every single day, and that's all I need in this scenario. So I can, if I start to see some activity over here, let's see here, I got a bunch of stuff I got to carry, and I ain't gonna be able to get it all at once. I can run over here and start putting traps out. What I'm not gonna do today is put all of my foothold traps out, because the foothold traps, that is for where you know they're coming from, unless you're just putting bait out, you know. But with the last time, how it went the last time, it being 4 weeks before the beavers come back, I'm not going to waste bait out here and then have to sit out in the elements for a month before the beavers might show back up. We don't even know if they will show up. I know I caught one, you know, I have caught one back here already. So I don't know how many are back here. I know there's probably more than one based on the size of the feed beds and everything. But I'm not going to put all my foot traps out here. I am going to put several 330s, because for the most part, a 330 ain't going to miss. I have very good luck with a 330, especially in a narrow channel. I've had very few misses with a 330 in a narrow channel. So we're going to go back down here, and we are going to find the narrowest spot, and we are going to line up 2 or 3, at least 2 330s, not back to back, but just along that narrow strip of water. That way we have an extremely high chance of catching something coming from the northern portion of the property. So that's my strategy for right now. It may change if the beavers come back. There's several things that the beavers could do that could undermine that, but we'll just have to play it by ear, and just see what works. This customer that I'm working with has already said that they're gonna kind of have me on a retainer where I come out here pretty frequently to check on this property. So it's not like it's going to be unseen for months at a time like it was with the previous owner, where I was only coming out here to trap every so often. And the previous owner, and like I said, I never did even know about this part back here, and the previous owner never came down here. So once he found it, it was too far gone. So now we're going to have eyes on that culvert 24/7. And we will be able to know if anything is going on, and I can run down here and check things out. But that's what we're going to do. And if the beavers were active, let's say that, let's just say tonight, I get pictures on my camera of beavers out here trying to plug this up or swimming out here in the channel. I'm going to come back with my footholds, and I'm going to just line up the bank with bait and blind sets, and just try and catch them just wherever I see they're going, right? There's going to be a bunch of traps in front of these dens, When the water was real high over here on this side, there's a little, you're not going to be able to see it because it's so bright. Let's see here. Oh man, try not to step on a snake. When the water was really high, I put let's see if we can zoom in. So y'all see that little channel going up through there into that big bank den? The water level was really high, and I put a 330 right there, and I caught one coming out of the bank den. He was coming out of the bank den, so he could have come in. He could have went in right there, and come out on that one. So if it was active, if they were active, I would have traps all over the place is what I'm saying. But there is no fresh sign. I just walked that bank. There's no fresh sign along any of those bank dens. There's no fresh chewings or anything anywhere down through here. So the fact that we dropped the water level by like 6 feet within 24 hours, that probably shocked them. I know it shocked them. The fact that we caught a beaver out of here, that made them a little nervous. So my prediction is they're not going to come back for a while. That's what my prediction is based on how they responded at the other end of the property. They didn't come back for 4 weeks. That's what I'm expecting this time. I don't expect them to come back for a while. But when they do, like I said, now that we have eyes on the property 24/7, I will be able to come down here and address it quickly. So that's it. I will show y'all the 330s when I get them in the water down there, just because I think it's important that y'all see that, so y'all can kind of see what I'm envisioning. But that right there is how we're going to leave it for now as far as the culvert and the grate. I think that that's good enough. I hate to say good enough. Let me go get my hammer down here. But I think that will suffice for right now until we see how these beavers respond. And if they respond in a way that makes this not work, then we'll have to change our game plan. One thing that I thought of is them digging under this. That's why I put those chunks of concrete at the bottom. Could they still dig under that? Yeah. I've actually seen beavers take stuff that size, rocks that size, and stuff it in the culvert. That culvert down back there at the beginning of the property, that's what they did. They had rocks inside that little culvert. So I'm trying to think of what they may do, but a beaver that's wanting to plug something or dam something, he's going to do it. The only real solution for this right here is to get rid of the beavers. That's really the only solution. Because beavers are going to dam. That's just what beavers do. They dam. So this is just a multi-level defense system, I guess you could say. But I think we're ready for it. So we're going to get our stuff packed up, and we're gonna head back down this road right here, find a narrow channel, and we are gonna put our traps out, and I'm gonna put a camera down there on that channel too to watch my traps. So this place will be covered. All right, I'll bring y'all back when I got that squared away. All right, there's the truck. There's the road. We came down the creek a little bit. Down there's where the culvert's at. We did have a little bit of a water moccasin scare down here, but we got him out of the way, and we're gonna put some traps in down here. So this is what I found when I came down here on the creek. So another partial dam, and you can see where they're crossing. It's not fresh, but it's fresh enough where it gives me a good spot to put a 330. And I'm either gonna put a 330 on this side, and if you look up through there, there's another one right there, and that's gonna be another spot for a 330. Banked in. Not very fresh sign that I can see, but we're gonna put some 330s in this channel regardless, because I would hate for them to dam this up right here and it's still flooding my customer's house, which is down there, and they not even go down there to the culvert where they've been. So I'm gonna go ahead and put some traps in this area too, but just for you guys that are new, and if you've decided you want to trap during the summertime, which some customers they ask me to wait until after deer season, so that limits you. You know, a customer like this, it wouldn't matter, because he's just a landowner. He's just trying to keep them out of his keep the water out of his house. But anyway, if you're trapping and you're trapping during the summer, just pay extra close attention, guys. Extra close attention to where you're putting your feet. Get you a rake like this where you can be walking it out in front of you. And then worst case scenario, if you have to handle the snake, you'll have something to handle it with. And you won't be out there searching for a stick or some other random thing, you know. A rake is just a handy tool to have. It's just a handy tool to have, and I highly recommend, if you're gonna be trapping, to get one. But especially if you're trapping during the summer, get you one. So we walked up the road here, and there's that other little dam, muddy dam that they tried to do. And before we busted that culvert, all this was underwater, so we wouldn't have been able to see this anyways. So even talking to y'all still, I mean, right now I'm watching where I'm pointing with the camera, but I'm looking at the ground because I don't want to step on anything, you know. But this is where water moccasins hang out, and snakes are creatures of habit. They will hang out. You will see them in the same spot multiple times, or let me rephrase that. You may not see them, but they will be in the same spot multiple times. So you do however you want to do it. Sometimes I let them go, sometimes I don't. I don't shoot every snake that I see by any means. There's plenty of water moccasins that I've let go, you know. But if I'm going to be working in an area, and I see a snake multiple times, you just have to not like me, I guess, because I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it because I ain't taking a chance with stepping on it. And I've gotten very close to water moccasins, and they just don't seem to want to get out of the way. I'm not a snake expert, so I'm sure there's somebody chiming in right now. Oh, they'll get out of the way, you give them a chance. I mean, maybe. But I ain't taking a chance. So just keep your eyes open when you're out here trapping during the heat months. And down here in Alabama, you gotta be watching out for bigger things than snakes too, you know what I'm saying? We have some pretty big snapping turtles, so that's one thing. But I guess the worst thing that you could come up on in Alabama in the swamp would be an alligator. And you don't want to do that either, which I doubt that there would be one in here. But this property is connected to a creek that connects to a big river in Alabama where there's been some monster alligators caught. So anything's possible. Anyway, I'm gonna go back and get to 330, put it in the water, and I'll show y'all that when I'm done. Got plenty of spots to do it. May end up putting 3 out here. We already seen 2 places for it, so we may end up doing 3. All right, there's the first 330, and I opted to put it on this side because it was less trashy, it's deeper. So in theory, the beaver's gonna be coming from this direction and swim up into the trigger like that versus coming over it. It may, if it was coming over from this side, it may try to go off the side, and it still may go over the side. I'm not sure. Never can tell which way a beaver's gonna go, but that's the obvious path that they've been taking. So we're gonna put it right there. I do have it anchored off up here at the bank. With a 330, it kills them instantly. So we don't have to worry about it running off with a trap or anything. So now we're gonna go up here and do 2 more. So let's get it. All right, guys. There's the first one. There's the second one. You can see the little slide that they're doing. Again, it's gonna be on what I'm calling the deep side, less cluttered side. I don't like that it's at an angle, but that's kind of just how the dam's going. So that's how we're gonna do it. And we got one more spot way up here. I'm gonna try and put one, and we're gonna get out of here, man. It is hot. I'm tired of fooling with bugs. Tired of fooling with snakes. Tired of this heat. I'm ready for a nice ice cold Dr. Pepper. I can taste it. I can taste it. So we're gonna put one more in the water and we're gonna roll out. All right, guys, last one's in the water. The house is right up here. So there's your first one. First 330. And then y'all saw the last 2 down there. I want to go back real quick, see if I can find a spot to put a camera. Not going to spend a lot of time on it because I'm hot. But we're going to do that. Then we got one more thing to do after that. After we put the camera out, we got one more thing to do. And once we do that, I'll let y'all go. All right. Final camera. You can see that one. Pretty sure you can see the third one or the second one down there. But it ain't gonna be able to see the third one, but this will be enough and we'll be back to check them out. Feeling pretty positive, guys. We've got this wrapped up pretty good over here. I don't anticipate the beavers coming back anytime soon. Like I said earlier, based off of their previous response, based off their previous response, I think it's going to be a few weeks, probably closer to a month before we see anything out of them. Maybe different, but that's how I see it. Anyways, got one more thing to do. Once we get that thing done, we'll knock out the video, wrap it up, and y'all can tell me what y'all think. Give me predictions, how y'all think they'll react. Tell me what you think they'll do to that culvert, but we got one more thing to do before I let y'all go. Let's go do that. There it is, guys. Woo, the last thing that we needed to do. Oh, that's good. Oh my goodness. Woo. All right. So recap. Whew, 1 second. That's good. So, to recap what we did, we got the culvert covered up, and we got 330s in the water. Basically what we did. And we got 2 cameras out, 1 camera watching the culvert, 1 camera watching the traps. So we will be able to know really soon if anything happens. Don't think they're going to come back for a while. I think we shocked them pretty good. Oh, should have got 2 of them. I think we shocked them pretty good. It's going to be probably about a month, I think, before they come back. But we'll be ready for them. Customer's happy. I'm happy. So, y'all keep trapping and y'all be good. We'll see y'all next time.